I feel like Starfield reminded me of Stranding a little bit. In that sense, I feel like a game like Starfield, but with that strand element from Death Stranding of like people building stuff in their world and it being able to pop up in your world and help you out could be an interesting idea. Um, Speaking of Starfield, let's talk about Starfield. So, to me, it looks like if Bethesda made No Man's Sky combined with a bit of Cyberpunk. Um, it looks all right. I honestly need to see a lot more before I even think about even buying it. This is going to be another game that's going to be on Game Pass, I'm sure. So it's probably just gonna be another game that I'm like, it looks cool. I might just check it out just because it's on Game Pass. Because Game Pass just has the benefit of giving you the option to check out a game, and then if you like it, you just discovered a dope game. If you don't, delete it. No harm, no foul. So I'll check it out either way. But so far it hasn't completely convinced me. And at the very end, uh, they said something that kind of made me go, "This probably won't be very fun." Maybe you think differently because you like No Man's Sky, but he said that okay, they showed a solar system and said, okay, this takes place in a solar system, and I said, dope. I definitely want to be able to explore a handful of planets and moons, alongside like the space in between them. But then he said hundreds of solar systems, and I was like, okay, that's overkill. And it immediately let me know that this game is going to be real big, but it's going to be real empty. And here's the thing: I don't think open world games need to get bigger. They're big enough. Before they decide to try and grow and get bigger, they need to be more populated with people, creatures, and just interesting stuff to do. That should be the next innovation in open world games. Not making things bigger, but making things more, adding more depth. Like you can enter more buildings, you can go underground, you can go up in the sky, taller buildings, like more depth, more populated areas, more things to do, more people to see, more creatures to find, and animals to hunt. Like stuff like that should be the next innovation in open world games rather than let's just make everything bigger. Anything you have to say about Starfield, Amir? Or anything I just said?
Well, I feel like it's not necessarily a guarantee that it's going to be very empty. No Man's Sky has a lot of depth to it in like planets and stuff like that, which seem empty. Like if you think like, oh, there's like a couple thousand planets in this game, they're probably all going to be empty. You'd be surprised. They're really not that empty. But at the same time, this is also the same developer that made Fallout 76. So
It's
I'm not.
actually it is actually not the same team that made Fallout 76 at all.
I said same developer.
No, here's the thing. Yeah, but this isn't the same team that made Fallout 76. That was actually a different team because while they were making Fallout 76, this team was working on. This is the team that made Skyrim, that made the Fallouts that people actually like. The team that made Fallout 76 was not the team that made the Fallouts that people love. That's why that Fallout
I also
failed.
don't like Fallout as a general rule, so I mean that's not too much of a
Yeah,
thing.
but like
But
but like
if they made Skyrim,
yeah, like this is the team that made the games that people like. Like the team that made 76. The reason that game isn't good is because it was made by a different team.
I may have to. Well, I say I may have to give it a shot, but I don't have any way to play this game.
Yeah. Like whenever you finally
But if I
get
had
like
a way to play
a
this game,
PC, like you like literally whenever you get a PC, like there's no reason not to play it because it's on Game Pass.
getting a PC is gonna be a while though.
Yeah. Honestly in a couple years,
PCs are expensive.
yeah, in a couple years it might be easier for you to just get like an Xbox One S. Never mind. Xbox One S is not gonna be able to run Starfield. It's not
I
gonna
was
be
gonna
able to run
say there's
Starfield.
no way I could get an Xbox One S now. There's still no way I'm gonna be able to.
Yeah, it's not gonna be able to run Starfield at all. I fully plan on getting a Series X the moment I can. Like the moment they're available, I'm gonna try to get one and give my old Xbox to my brothers because the games are getting big, and I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 with like peak performance. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Starfield. Like, what do you have to say about the idea of like they keep wanting to make open worlds bigger, but in my mind, I think they're already pretty damn big. Let's add more depth instead. Let's add more like interesting side missions. Let's add more populated areas. Let's add more taller buildings, more buildings you can enter. Maybe underground sections. Like, let's build the depth of a world rather than how big it is.
I say why not both? I
Because
love a
you're
big
right.
open world.
You're right. Because the thing is, though, I agree with you. Why not both? They're not doing both. They're just doing one of them. They're just making them bigger. Nobody's really working on depth very much. Most people are just, other than, I feel like Cyberpunk might have been one where they try to work on depth a little bit, but most of more games are just like, let's make them bigger and bigger and bigger. Like Ubisoft games. Nobody's nobody's worrying about depth at all when it comes to open world games. I agree with you. There should be a mix. There should be people who are working on the depth and people who are working on the scale. And then once those two reach a certain point, they combine and you could have a huge world with tons of depth. But that's not happening. People have only been focusing on how big it can be rather than how deep it can be. Shut up. Shut up.
There's no way you didn't hear that as you were
I
saying
only
it.
heard it when you started laughing and I was like, wait. But you know what I mean, bro. You're right. They should be
I
working
know
on
what
both.
you mean, but there's no way you didn't hear that. I don't understand you didn't hear that.
I'm clipping this. This is gonna be a clip I post.
This is gonna be the clip you post.
Yep.
I would never. I'm glad this is the clip. I don't think that another one would have been an accurate representation.